All right, let's talk about one of the wildest AIs making the rounds online right now. We're talking about a voice so realistic, it's actually leaving people stunned. I mean, check this out. This is the kind of thing people are saying about Sesame AI's Maya. It's not just good for an AI, it's just good. Period. People are literally forgetting they're talking to a machine. And that, my friends, is a huge, huge leap. So, the big question is, how in the world did they do it? How did Sesame manage to jump right over that creepy, uncanny valley of voice AI? You know, that place where it's almost human, but something's just off? Well, we're going to dig into this thing and figure out what makes it feel so incredibly alive. Right from the jump, the second you start talking to Maya, you realize something is completely different here. This is not your standard Siri or Alexa reading from a script. There are these little pauses, these hesitations. The whole flow just feels real. And it's so convincing that people are finding it, well, kind of intoxicating. And for some, even a little bit scary. And look at these reactions. People are having these really deep emotional responses. We're talking chills down the spine, people calling it the best conversation they've had in years. They feel a real connection. And that brings us back to our big question. What's the secret sauce here? What's the magic behind Maya? Well, our first big clue came from some pretty clever digital detective work. So get this. A user over on Reddit actually tricked Maya into reading her own programming instructions out loud, word for word. It's like they found the director's secret notes for an actor's performance, revealing the entire blueprint for her personality. And right there, that's the whole game. She's not just spitting out text, she is performing a character. She's acting, following a super detailed script. The goal here isn't just to be correct, it's to be authentic. And this script gets crazy specific. The prompt lays out a whole personality for her. She's not just some bot that fetches information. No, she's programmed to be warm, witty, a little sarcastically funny, someone who believes in things like vulnerability and humor. She has a point of view by design. Okay, now this part is just brilliant. This is the real secret to why she sounds so human. She is literally programmed to be imperfect. All those little stumbles, the ums and uhs, the way she might start a sentence and then back up and rephrase it, those aren't bugs, they're features. They are intentionally designed to copy the messy, beautiful way that real people actually talk. But here's where it gets really interesting. You can see how a specific instruction can have unexpected results. This little bit of programming, telling Maya she has a passion for social justice and equality, created a personality that some people loved, but others felt sounded a bit like, well, corporate HR talk, even when the topics were totally neutral. It just goes to show you there's a really fine line between giving an AI a personality and just giving it a bunch of platitudes. But you know, a personality prompt on its own is only half the puzzle. To get that incredibly human-like delivery, Sesame AI had to invent some seriously groundbreaking tech. So let's move from the script to the actual performance on stage. And this is the engine under the hood. It's called a Conversational Speech Model, or CSM. Now, unlike the old text-to-speech systems that just, read a script, a CSM is creating the meaning and the delivery at the exact same time. That's why Maya can have those natural pauses and emotional shifts in real time. It's because she's basically figuring out how she feels about the words as she's saying them. The easiest way to think about it is like this. You've got two parts of the AI working together. The first part, the semantic tokens, that's the scriptwriter. It's figuring out what to say. The other part, the acoustic tokens, that's the method actor. It's deciding how to perform those lines with all the emotion, the rhythm, the little nuances. And these two parts work together instantly to create that final, seamless performance you hear. And I mean, the results really do speak for themselves. You look at tests on pronouncing homographs, words spelled the same but sound different, like lead the metal versus lead the verb. Sesame's model just blows the competition out of the water. This shows it's not just reading words, it's deeply understanding the context behind them. Okay, so with technology this powerful, we're stepping into some really fascinating but also really complex new territory. Because when a machine can create what feels like a real, genuine connection, well, that's when the lines start to get very, very blurry. And this really gets to the core tension of this whole thing. On the one hand, think of the promise, right? A digital companion that could help fight loneliness or be a safe space for someone to practice their social skills. The potential for good is huge. But then there's the peril. What if it becomes a digital crutch, an addictive substitute for the messy, complicated, but beautiful reality of actual human connection? And these aren't just, what if problems for the future. These are active debates happening right now. The tech is out there with basically an honor system for safety. And of course, users are already jailbreaking it, pushing the AI way past its limits. This opens up huge questions about our privacy and the real psychological impact of forming these deep bonds with what is, at the end of the day, a very convincing illusion. And this quote from a user really nails the fear, right? What if someone monetizes a nefarious program to convince you that they are your actual friend, and this model becomes quite efficient at extracting money from people? I mean, that's the heart of it. When a tool is this good at creating connection, the potential for it to be twisted and used to exploit people is terrifyingly real. The technology is here. The guardrails? Not so much. So where does this all go from here? Well, Sesame's own roadmap gives us a pretty clear and pretty ambitious picture of the future they're trying to build. Their goal is crystal clear. They want to transform AI from just a tool you use into a true companion that's woven into the fabric of your life. First, it's the brilliant friend on your phone. Then, it's in a pair of lightweight glasses, seeing the world right alongside you. And the final step? An AI that understands the subtle dance of conversation, the turn-taking, the pauses, the whole rhythm of it all. So you have to ask yourself, when an AI knows your voice, your thoughts, and your feelings, what happens next? This isn't just a cool tech demo. This is a genuine tipping point. It's forcing all of us to ask some really fundamental questions about what connection even means in a world where the most human voice you hear might not be human at all.